With air pollution levels rising at an alarming rate, switching to electric vehicles with zero tailpipe emissions seems to be the best bet for the future of mobility. Not to mention, electric cars will also make life much easier on the wallet given the inflation and skyrocketing fuel prices as of today. The trouble is, are we ready for electric cars? Or let's put it the other way, are electric cars ready for us? Can they meet our day to day expectations? Can you actually live with an EV today? Can you drive it for a week of normal commute without needing to charge it? Well, that's what we are about to find out in this video.
We have the brand new Mercedes-Benz EQC with us. It has a claimed range of 450 kilometers. Well, realistically, it's going to give us close to 350 or 370 kilometers. In fact, on the instrument cluster, it shows 370 kilometers of range. Well, that is a realistic figure. And of course, on paper, it sounds great. But is it enough for a week's commute? Well, let's find out. Now, before we get going, I have to say that this car really impressed me with the kind of features it has, with the space it has, and it's quite comfortable. This is a typical Mercedes SUV. In fact, it's based on the GLC, and it feels very special also. It looks quite cool. It's quite practical also. When you're driving it, it just shrinks around you. It feels like a small SUV. So even if you're driving it in daily city traffic or you are parking it in tight spaces, well, I think it is quite practical. The size is just about right. And of course, it's a Mercedes SUV, so it feels every bit as luxurious as it should be. Well, so today is just the second day with the EQC, and I think what I'm really liking about this car is the performance, is the acceleration, because this being an electric car, well, the torque delivery is just instantaneous. And it absolutely pins you back into the seat once you mash the throttle pedal. Now, all of this performance comes via an 80 kilowatt hour battery pack, lithium-ion battery pack, and it delivers 402 bhp and 760 newton meters of torque. So of course, that's a lot of performance, and it does 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 5.1 seconds. So that's quite quick actually. For a car of its size, it's brilliant. Now, other thing about this car is that it comes with 5 modes of brake recuperation system. So that means even when you're accelerating hard and you lift off, well, what the braking system does is that it feeds more voltage to the battery pack. Well, yes, this is the advantage of having an electric car, one that's so advanced like the EQC, that it recharges the battery pack once you are on the move, as in once you are off the throttle. It's day 3 with the EQC, and I think it's going really well. So between yesterday and day before, that was day 1, and day 2, I did close to 110 kilometers. That was my commute when I was traveling. But the range is still at 66%. So realistically, it has dropped to 244 kilometers. So that means it is showing that I've used close to 126 kilometers. But I've done, like I said, like 109 kilometers as per my calculations. So there's a very marginal drop in range, and I think that's quite impressive because I've been driving in peak hour traffic. So I was expecting the range to drop significantly, but that hasn't been the case. And still, this is day 3. There are 4 more days to go, but I'm still at 66%, and I'm hopeful that that's how it's going to be. So till now, there has been no range anxiety as such, and I'm enjoying the experience. Also, I have to mention the music system on this car. It's absolutely amazing. It comes with a Burmester system, and in everyday driving, well, you'll absolutely adore it because the sound quality is brilliant. It's a high quality system, and every drive is just so enjoyable, especially with the kind of refinement that this car has. You don't hear anything else. It's just your favorite music, and of course, nothing else. It's day 5 with the EQC, the last day of the working week, and today I have come for a long drive, in the sense I had to go to Gurgaon. I stay in Noida, so that's the distance is around 60 kilometers to and fro. I'll be doing 120 kilometers. So I've come to Gurgaon today, and I have to say it's been a quite pleasant drive because this car is very comfortable. Like I've already said, it's very refined. The ride quality is also great, and the range has dropped predictably. I mean, I still have close to 170 kilometers of range left. So in terms of range anxiety, well, I don't think that has been a problem with this car because to be honest, it has dropped very predictably since day one, and there was no point in time where I felt I needed a charge. That's throughout the week now. And of course, range anxiety is something that we are so used to with electric cars. But this one, if you know you're running, like this whole week, I probably did around 250 kilometers, and that's including this drive, which is 100 kilometers or 120 kilometers. So overall, I still have close to 120 kilometers left in reserve for the weekend. And that's why I came to one of my favorite bits of road here in Gurgaon. In fact, the EQC, with its handling, well, despite the fact that it's an electric vehicle, well, it handles really well. And I have to say, I thoroughly enjoyed my drive without bothering about the range. So today is our final day with the EQC. This is day 6. There's still 90 kilometers of range left, but we have decided to juice up the battery pack again. And we have come to a Mercedes-Benz dealership, and we have got a fast charger here. So it's going to take about 3 to 4 hours to juice it up for the next week. So all you have to do is lock the car, and it's a simple plug and play, and the charging has started. After living with an electric car for a week, it's evident that EVs have definitely come of age, especially when it's something as modern and cutting edge as the Mercedes-Benz EQC. Life with an EQC isn't just about comfort, convenience, and luxury, but it's also thoroughly enjoyable.